What's up everyone, MainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always. Me, I'm doing great. I actually want to start this video by quickly yet again saying thank you very much. You watching this video, everyone in my community, so kind to me. The last 2 months have been unbelievable. Went to EVO, it's been a dream for a very long time, finished at 97th place, come back home, 100,000 subs on YouTube, and a few days ago I reached 1,000 plus subs on Twitch, and I'm like, everything's going so unbelievably well, but I can't believe it. And comes with a bit of stress as well, because it's so intimidating in a way where it's like, I hope I'm funny enough, you know, or entertaining, or that the videos are thoughtful enough so that I live up to all of the support I get. You know, it's like, yeah, suddenly, for the first time in my life on my YouTube channel, I find myself almost like, you know, intimidated because everything's going too well, to be honest. As I just wanted to thank you all so much. Family is extremely grateful as well. Girlfriend can't believe it. Wilhelm is swimming in cheeseburgers, banana splits, and toys. Well, he eats healthier than that, our golden boy. But yeah, just thank you so much. So in this video, I'm gonna talk a little bit about Season 3 in general. I find that, you know, tier lists or talking in detail, it's just way too early, and it's gonna take a long time before we actually figure it out. You know, so much has happened. But there are a few things that are interesting that I think we can say in general. And first off is the concept of power creep. As you can see up here, I have, those of you who are very bright have already figured out that on the left side, Season 2, on the right side here, I just dropped my pen, we have Season 3, and it almost went up my ass. Sweet. So yeah, I'm doing the trusty lecture model here. But so what do I mean with power creep? If we say that average combo damage in Season 2 was this, so this is average combo damage. Average combo damage in Season 3 is basically over here. So it is higher. So what power creep means, let's take Kazuya for example, and we just look at him individually. Going from Season 2 to Season 3, he suddenly has back to 1, which serves as an incredible bound tool. And suddenly, you know, you can link electrics into bound quite easily if you're good with electrics. And his wall travel and damage has quite dramatically increased due to this. So you might look at that individually, you know, going from Season 2 to Season 3 Kazuya, and go like, damn, he's so buff. But if everyone else has received a wall travel and combo buff, is it really a Kazuya buff on an individual level, or is it a general balancing change? And it's the latter in Season 3. Like, a large portion of it cast, you know, have got new moves or had moves altered where they just do more damage. Like even characters like Dragunov or Geese or Paul, you know, who already have a lot of damage, just do more damage. So this is a general change. And this is very interesting in that, for example, in Season 2, here, I'm gonna do it on both sides, you have Heihachi in terms of damage. So if you obviously here in Season 2, his damage was way above average. You know, it was a great strength and characteristic of Heihachi. You know, he's very old, he's 79, but god damn it, does it hurt when he launches you. Way above average damage on open ground and wall combo. But then you have in Season 3 here, you have this power creep where everyone goes up, and suddenly Heihachi's combo damage isn't, you know, super dramatic. It's honestly quite in tune with Season 3. It's kind of, it's not average, it's good, but it's not incredible as it used to be. And what's even more interesting is that Season 3 Heihachi here does have a couple of minor buffs. So if you would place him in Season 2, he would be stronger than Season 2 Heihachi. But the thing is, this Heihachi exists in Season 3. That is his environment. So in my opinion, even though this is correct, that if we place Season 3 Heihachi in Season 2, he's stronger than Season 2 Heihachi. But in my opinion, Season 2 Heihachi is stronger than Season 3 Heihachi, and it's because he exists in this environment. So I hope that makes sense. So even though Heihachi on an individual level has received a couple of buffs, you have to take into context, you know, the environment he's in. And Season 3 Heihachi is in Season 3, where suddenly a large portion of a cast matches his damage, and also more characters than ever have received long-range launch punishes that makes it so that 442 is much less spammable than it was in Season 2. So, yeah, quite interesting. Due to this, Heihachi is nerfed on a minor level, I would say. And the same goes when we talk power creep. See, I'm just gonna do this. If fast wall travel in Season 2, same thing Season 3, it's gone up. And maybe you do this, you know, Lee, same example. Used to be the undisputed king of wall travel, and then Season 3, multiple characters do it way better than him. You know, Dragunov immediately comes to mind. Nina's always been good, but Josie, Jin. Have you seen Jin's staple combos in Season 3? Wall to wall. And those are just a few examples, but honestly, it's a large portion of a cast now. Unbelievable wall travel, and honestly, Lee, yeah, it's just... It's not like he's got worse wall travel, but yeah, I wouldn't even... I guess what I'm trying to say is that I wouldn't even put him that high in Season 3. I would do something like that. And that's a character that has seen nerfs. He's easier to use now, and worse on paper. So the complete opposite of what Lee players fell in love with. They played him because he was a massive challenge, and he was never as good as he was difficult. But in Season 2, you could actually, he had some really cool tools if you had the execution, like Acid Rain, Blazing Kick, Acid Rain from the side, you know, into a combo. But then you have, and while standing 2-3, forward 3, and they made all of that easier or removed some of it. So yeah, again, a case of like losing a lot of his identity. Well, at least we have amazing wall travel with Lee. Season 3, it's like, sorry, but so many characters can match you now. So that to me is also an interesting concept. And then I want to talk a little bit about Akuma again. A lot of people were confused with my prior videos on him, where I did a video where, you know, suddenly everyone's saying he's overpowered, where for 2.5 years the pro community said he's very average, he's not very good, too situational, too inconsistent. And then suddenly, you know, Super Akuma and Avais Honey do well, and everyone screams, overpowered! And then I looked at, and I don't think he is overpowered, and then I looked at a Season 3, I did a Season 3 breakdown of Akuma, and then people felt I was inconsistent when I said that he got buffs he didn't need. I still stick to that, you know, I'm gonna talk a little bit about it now. He got buffs he didn't really need, but he's still not an overpowered character. So in Season 2, to me, the top 3 characters, and I'm just gonna do this quickly and roughly now, but in my opinion, top 3 in Season 2, in the end, was probably Steve, who I think was the best character on paper. Sorry, I got something in my eye here. Steve, and then he's followed by Geese, and then most likely Jin. You could probably argue Kazumi here as well, but that to me is probably the top 3. And oh sorry, and below them I would put Akuma and other characters. I'm just putting up these characters because these serve my example rather well. So let's see if I can actually copy this. Would be interesting. Whee! Nice. So, Season 2 versus Season 3, that was probably what Season 2 looked like. And remember, this is my opinion. I think people are gonna tell you different things here because we all don't think alike, and thank God for that. But so what happened in Season 3? These guys take a nerf. Steve, well, you could also argue Devil Jin here, but again, quick example. Steve definitely nerfed. Geese nerfed more than any other of those two characters. No, sorry, those three characters. He's nerfed a shitload. People think that, oh, he's just slightly worse, but no, he took a big nerf. He hits like a truck, he hits harder than before due to the Moon Slicer. You know, if he connects a 2 and he goes into max mode, you know this, with 1 bar and a wall, you know, he can deal unbelievable damage, but the problem is his neutral is so much worse. Sure, he gets more damage, but what was the most important and what was so great about Season 2 Geese was that he had a very easy time getting a combo on you. You know, with the counter hit dick jab, down for 2 counter hit, standing for counter hit. He has a much harder time in Season 3 getting a combo. You have to rely much more on doing parries, mid parries into combo. So he's much worse, but he's still a pretty strong character. But he's not, you know, top 2 anymore. Or you could probably argue he was top 1, but Steve was stronger in my opinion. So these guys are knocked down. Akuma is buffed. We do this. So it's a little bit inverted. I'm gonna see if I can get this to be... It's probably something like this. You could argue Steve as well is massively nerfed, but I think the community is over-exaggerating. The down for 2 nerf would have basically nerfed him a shitload if a combo wasn't possible, but great Steve players, character loyalists, you know, real Steve experts are gonna make that character work extremely well, but it's going to be super challenging, and he's not as tournament reliable anymore, as tournaments of course are synonymous with nerves, you know, and stress, and that down for 2 counter combo is incredibly difficult. So not a go-to tournament choice anymore, but absolutely not a dead character. He's super strong. Let's see, how am I on time? I'm looking okay. But so Akuma has been buffed, and it's interesting to look at... I do want to talk about Akuma versus Geese, but before that, just to show you how balanced I think Season 3 is, if we put in... Oh my god, wait. Sorry about the delay. So, okay, in Season 2, Gigas was basically down here. So yeah, you can barely see it, but you had a lot of... there was a lot of distance between the weakest character and the strongest character. Gigas in Season 3 has seen quite nice buffs. So I don't even know if he's the weakest character anymore, probably not. But I think the distance is not as great in Season 3 between the strongest and the weakest. And also take this into context, those of you who think Akuma is completely overpowered. If I were to put in tag 2 here, the strongest characters in the top, absolute top, you had Bob and Lars. Characters who are designed to be extremely easy. And this was a deadly combination. They were extremely easy and extremely efficient. So, yeah. And, oh shit, you can barely see that, sorry. Okay, we'll do this. Lars and Bob. No, wait, that doesn't work. Sorry again. Here we go, tag 2, Lars and Bob. We need to see Gigas there. And at the bottom of that game, you might have Zafina, Kuma, you know, total garbage. And the distance is very far. Much greater than in Tekken 7 Season 3 or Season 2 or Season 1. But of course, still early to tell with Season 3, but I believe this is the case. So the distance is not as great, but also you have to take into consideration that the guys at the top of Tag 2 are known for their ease of use. And if you look at Season 3... again, I took these guys as an example, okay? These guys. I don't believe Geese is a top character in Season 3. For example, this is just a quick example to get a point out. But Akuma can be argued to be the best character of Season 3. But if you compare to Lars and Bob, you know, Akuma is unbelievably difficult to use. His game plan is not easy. He comes from Street Fighter and he plays pretty much like a Street Fighter character. Applying that to Tekken, you need a different mindset than your average Tekken character. He has a lot of party stuff, you know, you have to adapt to, like his jump, the gimmicks, the teleport, EX, Shoryuken, Demon Flip, you name it, Hadouken, you know, lots of weird shit you have to master. And of course, his notorious or infamous death combos, well, pretty much in certain situations, super hard to do. Super hard to do. So, the top character is unbelievably hard. I think that's better balancing, you know, than looking back at Tag 2. And even with all of the buffs, I don't think Akuma is overpowered. He's still very inconsistent. And the fact that Avaisani and Super Akuma do really well with the character, they are character enthusiasts and have been playing him exclusively. It's not like all the pros are going to be able to pick up Akuma and do super well, or as good as those guys. That's just not going to happen. So I think we will see some Akuma tier whoring, but I still think it's the original Akuma players that are gonna make the character shine. And he's just so hard that, yeah, most people will just not make it work. And it is funny, this whole, you know, oh, I keep losing. I mean, like, sorry, that's not Nee's voice, but for, I'm just taking him as an example now. He plays versus Arslan, and he's trying to figure out Arslan, and he's trying different characters in the Kazumi matchup. Now in the Philippines, he tried Alisa versus Take's Kazumi to see if Alisa worked better in the matchup. You know, he's trying to figure out Kazumi. And we'll see if Arslan sticks with Kazumi in Season 3. Nerfed a little bit. But who was it that beat Arslan when Arslan went to the States? Naps. Using Brian. And was it Evo Japan? Was very close to beating Arslan. I mean, it went down to the wire with Brian. So, I don't know, maybe a lot of players, rather than going for the what's the recent meta, what character is seen as overpowered, maybe just stick to your guns and really master one character in all matchups, all situations versus all player styles. Like Naps does, or Lil Majin with King. You know, or the Akuma enthusiasts. You know, so yeah, I don't know. Of course, everyone is entitled to their opinion here. And then I also wanted to touch upon Blasted Salami, very interestingly, in his amazing Season 3 breakdown video, like 2 thumbs up, brilliant video. He talked about Akuma and Geese. And he said that he felt Geese was a more interesting character in Season 3. And, oh god, sorry, you can't even see that. What? Oh, you can see that. And I have to just respectfully disagree. Like in Season 2, there was a very clear contrast between the two characters. Geese was known for a strong neutral, and he was 50-50 a Tekken character and a King of Fighters character, whereas Akuma felt like the Tekken component was small. It was basically Street Fighter. So that was very interesting. Geese mixed the 2D character archetype with the Tekken classic, you know, good neutral fundamental tools. Forward 4, down 2, standing 4. So he had a strong neutral. Akuma's neutral was weaker. So I'm gonna set his neutral to 5. Akuma's neutral maybe 3. Maybe worse, maybe better. I'm just throwing out numbers here. I just want to make a quick point. And Akuma's damage output and punished, you know, you could put that to basically 5. Geese, maybe 4. Akuma, very meter dependent. Meter. Geese. Let's see this as meter dependency. And Geese could be strong without meter. So maybe a 3 in meter. And then basically you have season 3. And what happens is that Akuma has a better neutral with forward 3 and forward 4, very buffed. Geese has a... Geese has... What the fuck? Reduced? He has his meter reduced. He has his damage increased. What the fuck is this? Okay, I don't know what just happened. I fucked up. There we go. Damage increased. He's much more reliant on meter. Akuma is still reliant on meter. But what I'm trying to say is that it feels like what used to be characters with a big contrast, they are getting closer to each other. Geese reduced neutral. Akuma boosted neutral. Geese damage increased, goes more towards Akuma. He needs meter to do the damage now, more so than in Season 2, where he could rely on counter hits much more. And his normal combos. So I feel like Geese has become like Akuma light. Easier on execution, a little bit less damage. But still, basically, you wait for meter, and then you try and get a sidestep or whatever, and get one kill launch. He resembles Akuma much more now. So I feel like he had a much more clear, distinct gameplay character in Season 1 and 2. You know, he did his own thing more. It's resembling Akuma more now. Not saying that he still, of course, has his individual moveset, and, you know, he's Geese, but I find that Geese Season 3 is not as interesting as Season 2. Season 2 was a very varied playstyle, whereas in Season 3 it's basically wait out the meter and then try and land a 2, basically, to kill them. Because everything else is just so clunky. And the meter gain is had his meter gain nerfed twice. I don't see why Akuma doesn't have his meter gain reduced. I'm sure in an upcoming patch, Akuma will see his meter gain reduced. I think that's the only thing Akuma really needs, to be honest. A lot of people want to see down 2 Hadouken removed. I can respect that, and down 1-2 counter hit combo. You know, Geese has had all of that shit removed. Maybe it will happen to Akuma, but all I want to see on Akuma is reduced meter gain. If you just do that, I think the character is fine. So hard to use again, so hard to be consistent with. So yeah, this is how I feel that yeah, Geese is not the character he once was, but I play Geese because of his personality. Stay down, maggot, raging storm, all of that, you know, and his theme. I just love the character, so that's why I play him. But okay, so this was some quick thoughts on Season 3. It took a little longer than I expected, maybe. maybe there are some of you still watching this video. I think maybe 10% of those who started the video, if even that. But I hope you enjoyed these thoughts, and it's gonna be a shitload of time before I even dare attempt a tier list. I gotta learn so much. But yeah, I hope you found this a little enlightening, entertaining, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.